I'm telling you,
Feel me?
but
Feel me now?
we got it on the streets.
We back up.
Back up.
Hey, we in the building.
We in the building. Got Sarge to my left, and today's conversation.
We back in full force.
We're back in full force.
And better than
Team's better than ever. I enjoyed that Detroit Lions dub. Watching the Cowboys crash out is like it's like Christmas morning, man. I love watching the Cowboys lose, and I love watching Jerry Jones stew when he can't wear his white uniforms.
Sure,
You know, he's got the navy blues on. He's like, because he wants to wear white all the time. Terrible. But anyways, we're back up. This is a big week in pro wrestling, probably the biggest week, in my opinion, of the year because it marks the end of, in my opinion, an era in pro wrestling.
man.
And we're talking about John Cena's retirement. I think. Tell me what you guys think here on this one, because I think when John Cena is done, that's like the end of that era. It's the end of the Ruthless Aggression TVPG era. It's the end of all that great stuff that they did, like Umaga and the Nexus and Edge and Randy Orton. And it's just like it all comes to a close literally in 2 days. And it's tough to think about, but I think that, we all talked off the air, and we got to dedicate this week's show to John Cena. We're going to do the watch along all together for Saturday night's main event. By the way, I don't know if I got this out. There's a floor ticket right now for Saturday night's main event, $92,000 it's going for on Ticketmaster.
We talking front row or what is it?
It's on the floor. That's all I saw.
Okay.
It's not even front row.
That's pocket change, ain't it?
Yeah. I got 97 grand out there.
It's in the shoebox down here.
That's right. You know me. We're doing it on the streets. I got the mattress. I got it in the cookie jar.
Yeah, you already know.
Yeah, got it hidden in the storage
I'll say
apartment. My grandma's name.
So that's where all the same pennies went.
That's where all the pennies went.
That's
where they are.
You heard it here first, y'all.
That's right.
Now it's only nickels. They got rid of the pennies.
That's true. Pennies are done. Well, didn't it cost more to make the penny than it's worth now?
Yeah, but they act like they don't tax that penny at 100 times per year.
Yeah,
That same penny gets taxed. If we pass that penny around 3 times, it got taxed every single time.
Every dollar gets taxed 7 times, right?
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, it's terrible. Everything's awful.
Yep.
K Hart says, Jesus Christ loves you. Thank you for the reminder. I needed that this week. Needed that this week, my friend. So thank you. So let's jump to the beginning. And John Cena, everything he is Mr. Hustle, loyalty, respect. He's also kind of that dude in real life. He's an interesting guy. I've got to not to name drop Jones here. Hey, hold on. I got it right here. Name drop Jones.
Yep. Drop Jones over here to my right, ladies and gentlemen.
I was at HWA. He was at LVW. And anytime we did a Montgomery County Fairground show, anytime we did a Red Barn flea market, all those dudes would come up and be in matches. You guys weren't in the business or maybe fans at the time or went to those shows. All those shows were 4 hours long, and every match was an 8-man tag.
And it was probably hot.
And it was hot.
Well, a whole lot of
overbooked, we call that.
Overbooked, overproduced. Every single match was literally an 8 or 10-man tag.
Because everybody had people in the car with them, and they all wanted spots.
Well, there's that, and then all those contract guys had to get evaluated.
Right.
But how do you get you and I have been in the business 20 plus years. How do you evaluate somebody in a 10-man tag when they come in and take 2 arm drags and give 2 hip tosses and tag out, and then you go to the finish?
I guess you just look at their presence and just see what they look like on the way to the ring.
That's it.
So what they doing with the Danny Davis WrestleMania 3 joint right there?
Yeah.
Just come in and kick about 2 times and then tag out.
Man, what a spot.
They would do that, or they would layer the hot comeback. They do like a little small heat on somebody, and the hot comeback, like basically every baby face got to run like 2
that
spots.
way they at least each get to do 2 or 3 moves.
Right.
That enough for a highlight.
They never really expanded on anything beyond that, and I'll tell a story about where they stuck Cena here shortly. But man, like So he's born in West Newbury, Massachusetts, right? A very small town in Massachusetts, 1,200 people. But I don't want to get into all the particulars of him being a Boy Scout and stuff like that. He got into athletics. And because he was such a good athlete, he got a Catholic school scholarship, which is awesome, and aspired to be an NPC bodybuilder. But and he was also a Division III college, like all pro center. So he was a good. When you see Cena, do you see an offensive lineman? I don't. I think a middle
He
linebacker.
moves.
That's too.
To me, he moves like an offensive lineman.
Yeah, he's very
He's,
clunky.
he's very robotic.
Yeah,
Especially when he carried all that
upper
mass.
body weight.
Yeah. I've never seen him take a clean back bump. If you watch any of
Yeah.
his matches, and I'm not hating, but
No.
he never did take a clean back bump.
Some people can't break the habit of protecting themselves on a fall
Right.
and attack the mat.
He would always
never
kind of
did.
go on his lower back.
Yeah, I agree with
Ain't
you.
that bad?
Very
Oh,
bad. That's the worst.
It's
That's
the
why he walks like he walks.
like if you think not to make it about Hogan, and I know this is going to sound weird, like Hogan just pounded his pelvis and tailbone in
Yep.
off of those leg drops.
Yeah.
And if you look at Hogan when he first starts dropping those legs, he's 6'8". He's easily got a 20-inch plus vertical.
Oh, no
He
doubt.
is flying through the air. Now you drop that 300 pounds on your tailbone
Every night.
300 nights a year.
Ugh.
Well, that's why when they'd hate on his finish,
Yeah.
they're looking at some indie guy
Yeah.
who's dropping a 150-pound leg
Yeah.
drop
Like
on a
TJ
guy.
Fury doing a leg drop.
Not a 6'8", 300 and something pound dude
Yeah.
dropping from 20 feels like 20 feet in the air when you're looking up at a guy.
It's like floating.
Right.
But you and I are bigger dudes, and we're smaller than Hogan. I have to wear 52-inch pants because my quad is 34 inches around.
Yeah.
His was bigger than mine. That to me, a leg bump from a dude like that is a finish.
Oh, no
You're
doubt.
done. Like you're getting a refrigerator dropped on your head. Right?
Easy.
But why do you think? And let's talk about training, and I want your opinion too, Kev, because you're from a fan's perspective. Why do you think being an athlete is so important to being a pro wrestler with the physicality and without the physicality? Because to your point, John Cena doesn't move very well, but he's a heck of an athlete.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you think, Sarge? Why do you think it's important?
Man, it's like when you can tell when a guy played sports because he
Mhm.
has kind of that snap and that pop and that explosion
Yep.
to all of his stuff.
Yes.
He from the punches to hitting the ropes, it just has that pop and that
Yep.
urgency. Whereas a guy who's never done anything athletic, they kind of are just, it looks like they're kind of waving into stuff.
A theater kid,
Yes.
musical theater kid.
Yes.
Yeah, I would suggest that. Kev, can you tell, like, being an independent wrestling connoisseur that you are, can you tell when a dude's like an athlete or not?
Yeah.
What do you think
Because,
the differentiation is?
What I see sometimes is somebody that'll come out to the ring and they'll do like a 5-minute, like they'll do a match, and then 5 minutes in they're like blown up, and they're just sitting there like, oh my God, trying to catch that wind and
Yeah.
trying to get water or something. Like, oh, come on, man, really? But to your point, to be that athlete coming into the wrestling biz, if your cardio is already on point, that's already one up.
And your body control. That's
Yeah.
the other thing.
Yes.
Like Logan Paul, you can tell he's just plug and play in wrestling because he has such excellent body control.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys don't have that. They have to be harnessed.
He's probably going to be, like, in my opinion, he's going to go down as like a bigger savant than Kurt Angle.
Oh, as far as like
like
just
be
plug
able
and
to pick
play.
it up right away.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't realize Kurt worked every night on
Yeah.
a dark match
Yep.
for like a year straight. Logan Paul never did that.
Mhm.
He just went right in, did some training, and boom, here we go. They said Miz was training him before the shows,
Oh,
was trying to get him up to speed.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I disliked Miz from the beginning when I first started wrestling, and I saw him on Real World Road Rules Challenge, and he was teaching people how to bump on the lawn.
yeah.
And he was teaching people, like, he was like giving away insider secrets. I was just like, this guy,
Here he is 20-something years later.
Here we are,
He's
26 years later.
You sound like once I see you, it's on site.
future Hall of Famer.
But that's how it used to be, right? He's going to be the Hall of Fame. That's how it used to be, man. Les would, I mean, I don't know. We don't have to get into that because it's about Cena, but like you were savagely beaten, your property was destroyed, and you were excised from the business.
Are we talking about Michigan?
No, we're talking about pro wrestling. We're not talking about the #1 college basketball team in America. We're not talking about the Michigan Wolverines, the #1
They
basketball
go like 9 That team can play now.
national championship this year.
Oh,
If they stay healthy, they probably will win.
National championship.
So, question with that real quick. So, y'all remember, what was it? True Life?
Yes.
Pro wrestling?
Yes.
When Les was giving Matt that talk,
Yeah. That was him being nice. When he pulled the coke, when he pulled the coke out, cameras, that whole thing was staged.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
That dude was like a total.
He was more Thatcher then.
Yeah.
Not less.
Less Thatcher. He was more
That
Thatcher.
was good. I like that.
Yeah.
No, but a lot of that stuff, not to give it away, but obviously it's 30 years ago, whatever. But like a lot of that stuff was an orchestrated conversation. But that Matt Taglia was his name, if I remember right. That kid was a goof. He had really good. I'll say this: he had great charisma.
Yeah.
He had a great he could do if he would have kept his head on straight, and ECW never went out of business. Perfect for the FBI because he could do the whole, he's really Italian, but like he was just
Was he more Italian than Tommy Rich though?
more Italian,
Yeah, I think so.
more Italian than the Sicilian Tracy Smothers.
Yeah.
The Sicilian Tracy Smothers.
He was from Nashville, Italy.
Nashville, Italy. You got it. Exactly. So it is important to be an athlete, and Cena was a great athlete, and he's part of the last generation too that could just pull up stakes in one part of the country, move to another part of the country, plant them, and then be somewhat of a success.
How did he end up in California? Or
Well,
am I jumping the gun here?
No, you're not jumping the gun. He ends up in California because he goes to graduate from high school. He gets an associate's degree in kinesiology because he wanted to stay in bodybuilding.
Right.
He hadn't been a wrestling fan for a minute. He said he when he was doing interviews, he was into it as a kid. He liked the Attitude Era, but he put wrestling behind him and focused more on bodybuilding. And he just pulls up stakes, goes to Gold's Gym in California, which is smart because that's where Cybex is and Hammer Strength. All those gym, manufacturing companies are all in Southern California. So he goes there to get a job. He's mopping toilets at Gold's Gym for $6 an hour.
Is that how he ended up as an extra and Ready to Rumble?
I believe so.
Okay, because he was working out in that gym.
Because he that's where they filmed that scene, right? So like at that gym. And of course, I mean, we're not saying anything you already know. It's not a diss track on him. He's juiced to the gills, man. He's like almost 300 pounds, 2% body fat. Can't fit through a door frame.
6'4".
Yep. He's walking and he's like, yep. Had the dish cut. Everything. His head was shaved. That patch, like a pencil eraser. But he's doing all this stuff. And I think what's interesting about that, and I want to talk about it leading into the next segment, is at the time, Southern California, obviously you have Hollywood there. And obviously, but you also have the bodybuilding and fitness industry there. You also have the music industry there. It was a hub for everything entertainment. And you also had the adult entertainment industry. And all of these things worked together financially to feed into each other. So if you look like him and you showed up there,
you're getting calls from somebody.
Somebody's calling you.
Whether you're a bouncer, a stripper,
any of
they're
that.
wanting you for something.
And that's exactly what happens next. We'll wrap it up, but then here comes Rick Bassman, UPW guy. Rick Bassman comes in, takes one look at him, says, "Hey, you want to train?" We're going to talk about the legacy of UPW when we come back. We got to go pay some bills. We'll see you in a minute.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
That's 937-936-0325. 937-936-0325.
I watched them the
What the
other
hell
night.
you doing?
Big
90s.
Kev, right here on
Everybody's
1410
in the war,
ESPN Radio.
We are card subject change. I'm Big Kev. He's Big Kimera. And he is Sergeant
I
Ledbetter.
missed that. I missed that.
So you missed that?
I actually yelled it at Dak Prescott last week.
Really?
Yeah.
You compared me to that hack?
No, he was on the grass a little too much.
Oh, was he?
Then they got him like 6 times. Yeah.
Oh, boy. We're sponsored by Elementary School Yearbook Day.
With the awkward.
Let me ask you this: did you do the laser background?
Wait, let me get.
I did do the laser back.
I did too. Did you do the lasers? Yeah,
Yeah,
there it is.
yeah.
There it is.
Yeah,
Well,
had your
that,
chest
I
out.
bet you had the kittens background, didn't you, Sarge?
Hold on, let me get the pegs out.
There you go. Size is a prize, baby. Swole is a goal.
That was the pick that got everybody, got all the girls going
Yeah,
crazy.
that's right. That
You
is
said the
right.
back of your pick
Yeah.
says such and such.
Have a great
Stay
summer,
Yeah.
Tiffany.
Fresh.
XOXO.
Stay fresh.
There you go.
Sergeant Ledbetter. There you
Yep.
go.
Yeah, there it is.
I was just a young airman then.
Yeah, but the ladies love the Sarge.
Ladies love Sarge.
That's
Yeah.
true. So we're talking about UPW and John Cena and UPW, man. Like before we went to break, we were talking about Southern California, the late '90s, the early 2000s. If you guys have ever been out there, and I'm not disrespecting Ohio, but an Ohio 10 would be like an LA 4. Like everybody out there was like jacked, in shape, good looking, tan.
Yeah,
It
everybody.
was very plasticky. They look great.
That's why I hate it.
You're right.
It's the LA just look. Just,
But you know who loves it? Vince McMahon.
True story.
Look at the
Oh,
size
yeah.
of that
Oh, my
prototype.
Yep. Look, Mr. P.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that guy. Listen to this. So Rick Bassman has UPW. He runs it from 97, I think 2007, 2008, and they closed up shop. Listen just briefly to the roster of the people who started training there. Okay? Blue Meanie, cheerleader Melissa. What a missed opportunity. She was so good.
Wow.
If she, and I'm not being mean, people, I'm being, if she wasn't a lesbian, she would have been the biggest female star in the world.
Yeah.
Because guys couldn't, she wasn't accessible to guys. Like, it's not a bad thing. Melissa
I was
Coates,
waiting for the reason there.
well, she's not marketable to guys because she was pretty out about
I
it.
think the same thing happened to Tegan Knox.
Yes.
Which is a whole different.
That's a whole different story. Sonya Deville, too. Like, so just be this character and bye. Not that she wasn't good looking. Or isn't good looking.
She wasn't bad in the ring.
Right, she was good in the ring too. But here we go: Melissa Coates, Christopher Daniels, Victoria, John Heidenreich, Horseshoe, which Luther Reigns, Ivory, Tina Ferrari went there after
Wow.
after Glow, Evan Courageous, Frankie Kazarian, Mike Knox, Paul London, Mike Modest, Chris Masters, Adam Pierce, Prototype John Cena, Daniel Pewter, Tyler Rex, now Gabby Tuft.
Oh wow, he was around that.
Yeah,
That must have been the later stages of.
he was. It was towards the end. Samoa Joe, Spanky, Masato Tanaka, Sylvester Turkey. So we're basically talking about a who's who of indie guys who eventually graduated to developmental. And it's unfortunate too because a lot of those people were good, but they didn't make it through developmental, and then they just left the business. Daniel Pewter had a lot of potential. He just didn't.
Sure did.
You can't conflate ultimate fighting or shoot fighting with pro wrestling.
They tried to shoot on angle.
Yeah,
He tried. Yeah, he did. He almost had his arm broken.
Yes.
And they showed him up at the Royal Rumble.
yeah,
That year.
Yeah.
they wore
They
it.
unleashed the hounds on him.
Yeah.
Man.
Benoit, Hardcore Holly, Eddie Guerrero.
Nothing but chops.
Wore that boy out.
Got pulled apart like Avengers Endgame.
He sure
Black Panther.
They're like Black Man.
But like everybody on that list, for the most part, the only guy who's not a guy who would look the same would be like Samoa Joe. Everybody else is like tan and jacked. and all
Kazarian's
that.
current TNA heavyweight champion.
Who is
Kazarian.
Kazarian? Yeah, I mean he's always been great.
Yeah.
And I saw a picture of him, I think, not too long ago. He's still jacked.
Oh yeah, looks
He's
great.
still lean, and he's what? Got to be in his 50s at this point, right?
He's close. I don't think
Yeah.
he's 50, but he's close.
The guy who's got me was, and I totally forgot about him until I was doing the research on the show because, shortly after UPW, they weren't really training wrestlers. They were just like having a wrestling promotion. There was some training, but it wasn't like, let's just say it. The best wrestling in America is in this area. Southern Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, Pennsylvania, West Virginia. Those guys know how to have a TV match.
Right,
You couldn't put them in the ring and teach them how to work.
Was Mike Modest doing the training? I think.
I believe he was. But even like Victoria, my friend Victoria. Like she, well,
He's on it tonight, ain't he?
I did more than drop names of Victoria, but that was 25 years ago, folks. It's not a brag. But the point is, when she came to developmental, she looked like $1 million. She was incredible looking. But how long you been in the business? About 3 years. Couldn't take a headlock.
Oh wow.
They just paraded her out there in her bikini. Of course, that's going to draw attention because she looks like a Greek goddess. But you hear me say it all the time. We say it to each other all the time. You look great. 8x10's great, but at some point,
the bell's gonna ring.
The bell's gonna ring, and you gotta produce.
Yep.
So they packed up a lot of those guys, sent them to OVW in Kentucky, and John Cena becomes, believe it or not, folks, like a Ric Flair type heel. Like he's the prototype. And when I was at HWA and we did a Red Barn Flea Market show or we did a Montgomery County Fairgrounds show, they'd send all those guys up there. And we had a group at the HWA called the A Squad. Yeah. And the A Squad was Chet the Jet, Pepper Parks, Dean the Dream Jablonski, Derek Nykirk got kind of thrown in there because he was just floating around. Derek Nykirk, great dude, super nice. He was a pro baseball player and he just turned into a wrestler. He had like all the tools to be a great wrestler. And then John Cena, funny enough, they didn't know what to do with him. He used to have like the most generic look, right? He had bikers that were different colors, and he had corresponding boots to match. And he had basically 100 pairs. You know what I'm talking about? It would be like the base of the boot would be a different color.
It was like creator
and then the
wrestler,
wingtip,
change
pretty
the color.
much. That's it. He showed up that night. The A Squad wore yellow and black, and that just happened to be the gear he packed for that night.
Oh.
So they put him in the A Squad and had him all do and tag
Was he
teams.
part of Bolin Services when he was in OVW?
I think Bolin started as manager.
Yeah.
The starter
Bolin,
star
I remember
manager,
that.
Kenny Bolin. But you listen to Jim Cornette talk about Cena, and Jim Cornette was like, this guy's going to be the biggest star in the business. But he would talk about him like he was going to be like the next Ric Flair. He was going to go to the ring, and he'd have his long hair, and he'd have his robe, and he was a good wrestler. And Johnson is not at all known for his wrestling at all whatsoever, or his long hair. Not at all.
Maybe they saw him do drills and practice, and they thought, man, this guy can bump. Maybe he was bumping around like Flair.
It could be. I mean, he did.
Maybe Brock and Batista were throwing him around.
He certainly has that look to him or whatever, like that charisma. You know what I mean? Like if you look at him and you think, I'm trying to figure out the best way to say this. If you would have had that angle where you're putting Paul Roma in the Four Horsemen, I thought Paul Roma was a great pick for the Four Horsemen. It just didn't work out. But if you would have put John Cena in the Four Horsemen, I think he would have fit perfectly.
That would have been a lot more.
Yeah, they liked having that random Jack dude.
Yeah.
too.
Like, cause like Sid, like you see Sid as a horseman. No, is he a freak and awesome or whatever? Yeah. You did? Okay. What did you love about Sid as a horseman?
Because he was at the time he was the biggest threat. Sting and Luger needed someone bigger than them. Yeah, and he was that guy.
Okay,
to breathe down their throats.
If you was to put John Cena in the Horseman, that would have groomed him a lot more to be that wrestler that everybody wants him to be.
Well, a lot of people don't know this, but inside old Jones here, he was actually kicked around to be part of Evolution. The original lineup of Evolution was Orton, Triple H, Flair, and Mark Jindrak.
Right.
Yeah.
And you actually can go on YouTube and dig up and find those old vignettes of like the entrance video of him coming out the helicopter and all that stuff,
Right.
and sitting courtside with the ladies. And
Jindrak and Orton would act like goofs together and get in trouble, and that's what we can't have him in here.
And the thought was at the time there, it was like, okay, Cena's got the look, maybe he can fit in there. But man, it ended up being so lucky for him because I think, they took him on the road off of OVW. He was the prototype, and then he had a babyface turn and changed his name to Mr. P.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why it was Mr. P.
Mr. P.
From the
Maybe
prototype.
did he lose a match where he wasn't allowed to be the prototype
I
anymore?
couldn't find anything other than they changed his name to Mr. P. But they did have a tag with Rico Constantino for a while, and man, I worked with Rico. Fabulous, just so good. It is so sad that they hired that dude at 42. He's got to be 70 now or close to it. They hired him way late in the game.
Yeah, because that was 25 years ago.
Yeah, they hired him when he was
So he's
42.
in his late 60s probably.
Yeah, probably about there. But he was unbelievable in the ring. He was on American Gladiators. He was such a wonderful.
He was another guy that was
athlete.
deceptively big.
Yeah.
You didn't realize it until you were in front of him.
Yep. Does he ever do squared circle? Did he do that?
He was there last year.
Did he have the chops and the face paint?
I don't think he had the chops.
No chops.
He-
Did he do the face paint
He wore
though?
the outfit though.
I think
Yeah.
He had the
You
leopard,
know what?
he had the leopard shirt and the pants.
I wasn't there that Saturday. I had to leave.
Yeah, he wore the outfit. He had the crushed velvet with the leopard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was his manager outfit. And then when he would wrestle, he had those suspenders and the sparkly disco spandex and the face paint. He was so good at being like an effeminate weirdo.
It was like an in shape Adrian Adonis.
Yeah,
pretty much.
yeah, he was great.
because he could defend himself too.
He's a Vegas SWAT guy. I mean, he's a legitimate tough guy. He was not,
Yep, goes back to what we said about wrestlers are better when they have some sort of background.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. So he's doing these dark matches with Angle, and then he makes his debut in the Ruthless Aggression
Slap.
You remember the Ruthless Aggression promo?
Yep.
Then didn't Cena make his debut that night, or was it the week after?
The promo was on Raw.
Promo was on Raw.
Yes,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
The Ruthless Aggression when he came out, that was that same week.
But it was SmackDown.
Yeah, it was SmackDown. But check this out though. Before he made his debut, Mr. Man had him get a haircut.
Yeah, long hair.
He had like a it was long at the top. It was kind of like a fade, but he had like long hair at the top,
Yeah.
and it was short all around. But it was like long at the top, and then he tried to put it in the ponytail. But Mr. Man, he was like, "Hey, you gotta cut that."
Yeah, it was like slicked back like yours is, but
Yeah.
with a cut on the sides.
Yeah.
Then it wasn't long enough to put in a ponytail, so he would try to put it in like a short ponytail. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't look right.
Yeah, it wouldn't have.
I could see where Vince was like, "Yeah, go."
So are we talking like a man bun?
A man bun with the sides shaved.
Yeah. But it wasn't long enough to put in the man bun.
No, it was like pebbles.
That
Yeah, very weird.
is
What
kind
is
of
your
weird.
name?
Yeah.
I remember him charging the ring, getting in Angle's face and saying he had ruthless aggression. And I remember that match was pretty good.
Yeah.
But people don't, like you said, he'd already wrestled Angle like 100 times on house shows.
Yeah.
They put him on the live tour, and Angle would obviously beat him every time. But that was a pretty good match. But I remember even seeing sitting there in Cincinnati watching that, and I was like, this dude's not going to make it.
Really?
Not because of any other reason other than he was like a creative wrestler.
He did. He had no character.
He really didn't.
There was nothing to him. It was just
Once he cut the promo, there was nothing else to him.
right. He had good intensity,
Oh yeah.
like getting up in Angle's face and everything, and the matches were good. But I mean, who would you even compare like someone who's
Doug Furness.
Doug Furness?
That's
Yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
who you reminded.
Yeah,
Doug
yeah,
Furness, a football player, University of Tennessee,
Mhm.
looked like $1 million, explosive in the ring, nothing else.
Yeah.
No personality.
I could see that.
No redeeming qualities other than that.
And I think of another guy too. Like, I know this is a silly comparison, but Jean-Pierre Lafitte. Like, I thought he was excellent.
He at least had a gimmick though. Like
Like he was like a
Yeah.
pirate,
Yeah.
but like he was just like saddled with mediocrity, like right off the jump. Like you knew it was gonna. You could see something special in the ring, but you couldn't tell like
yeah.
where it was gonna go because it was so bad and so
Right.
good. So,
He got buried by the clique.
dude,
Jean-Pierre?
yeah,
Yeah.
I could see that.
You
Yeah,
know
great
that,
match
you know the
with Brett.
story about the
I
Montreal.
don't.
Oh yeah, he was working with Diesel,
Okay.
and it was for the title. It was in Montreal because
Nothing.
so he was main eventing because he was the baby face in
Right.
his hometown.
Yeah.
And HBK was like, jackknife 1, 2, 3, and he's like, no, we'll go to like a DQ and then we'll come back 3 months later, sell it out again, and then you can power bomb me 1, 2, 3. So then Michaels went to Vince and was like, oh, he doesn't want to do business, Vince. He doesn't want to do business. And then all they did was figure out how they could bury him.
What an awful time.
Yeah. And then name drop Jones for me, but Shane Douglas told me they invited him to the hotel room that night, and they were literally sitting in the room plotting on how they could ruin this man's career.
Oh, wow.
And Shane's like, yeah, I got to go.
That's terrible. I believe it though. I believe it because that's how they all were then.
Yeah.
But that again was the cutthroat time of pro wrestling before guaranteed contract, where you basically got paid nothing unless you were on the card. All right, we got to go pay some bills. We come back. We're going to talk about his ascent to the main roster and almost getting fired. We'll see you in a couple bits.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of Turbo
and take advantage of your pro benefits
I guess
today.
maybe that's what
Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 12/1/25 through 1/7/26. Offer valid for first login per organization only. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Additional restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
I talked about last night. She just
Yeah. Right here on 1410 ESPN Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are Card Subject Change, and we are sponsored by Compact Computers. So you remember the Compact Computers?
Yeah.
You hook them bad boys up, and then you try to go on the internet, and somebody was on the phone.
Yeah.
Yo,
Had that
Bob.
loud,
Hey, Bob, get off the phone.
Yeah. had that loud screech in your ear. when
Yeah.
you got the phone
Kev was
somewhere.
trying to get on Napster.
I
Yeah.
was.
I bet he was.
Trying
I was trying to make the computer crash right when I got it.
You trying to download that Nelly CD?
And,
Yep.
that ECW entrance music
Yeah.
that you can only get off Napster.
That's true. The main theme song, you could only get that off Napster, couldn't you?
I got all the entrance music from Napster in 2000. It was all.
All on one CD, huh?
Yep.
Folks, we used to be a proper country. I
Oh,
promise.
You used to have to work to get stuff. Now it's
Yeah.
all just out there for
Everything-
free.
Yeah, everything's free now.
It's
But
ridiculous.
Napster will have your computer sick.
In a chokehold.
Man, oh my God.
People draining their parents' bank account.
Oh, no problem.
It's terrible. All right, let's talk about how John Cena is a generic tool bag.
Yeah,
at
he
that
was.
time, at that time he was looked like $1 million, but he had the personality of like a McDonald's steak.
A McDonald's steak.
McDonald's.
And they don't even sell
They
them.
don't even sell them.
He does
That's how bad the personality was.
Yes.
They didn't even sell them. But yeah, he just had the boots and the tights. There was nothing on the tights. He just wore a pair of bikers shorts that matched his boots, and that was it.
pretty much.
They go to Amsterdam, and he gets fired. Like as soon as they land,
He gets told he's going to be fired.
told he's gonna be
told
fired.
He's going to be fired.
he works the tour, and he's out because he's not getting over. He's not doing anything. They wrestle, and what happens, Kev? What happens, Kev?
In the back of the bus,
Back of the bus.
he's freestyling with Rey Mysterio and a
Yeah.
whole bunch of other people.
Mm-hmm.
Rikishi. And Stephanie McMahon hears it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, yo, you got to do this on TV. So,
What did he say?
They say they didn't want to do it on
no, he
TV.
said, nah.
She said, if you want to save your job, you'll do it on TV.
So just by having a casual battle rap with the boys, and at this point, if you know you're getting fired, you're pretty much checked out, right?
Yeah.
Like you're mentally checked out of what's going on. So, he's checked out, he's punched out. He does this battle rap, and Stephanie falls in love. And I guess she makes him cut a freestyle on her at the airport about being late to the airport. She loves it. Paul Heyman sees it. Paul Heyman loves it. And at this point, though, I think we need to set the temperature. There were no gimmicks anywhere in the WWF at this point, the Ruthless Aggression era. They were just wrestlers. And I remember this because of the tail end of the developmental HWA. Everybody had the bikini trunks with a tribal symbol on the front or wrapping around the hips and their name across the butt. It was like independent wrestling is now. Every single person looked exactly the same.
Wow.
Gear wise, like if you go back and look at the old OVW stuff, you had Leviathan and Randy Orton. Randy wore his whole thing was navy blue and black, and he had the bikers and he had like different designs on him. And Batista was Leviathan, and he had the contact lenses and the shaved head, but he had the ponytail thing in the back and all this different. He had the vampire teeth, and gets called up to the main roster. And what's the first thing they do?
Take all that from me.
Take it all away from both of them, put
Yeah.
them both in bikini trunks with their name across the butt and tribal stuff along the side.
Yep.
And Triple H had his logo on the front of his trunks and then his logo on the back of the trunks. Ric Flair, it's like you say, if you change Ric Flair, it's like changing Mickey Mantle or Babe Ruth's number, right?
Pretty much.
He's going to have the trunks. He's going to have his initials on the trunks, and that's it.
Yeah.
on the boot.
On the boot, too. Yeah, you're right. But, like, every single guy looked like that. The only gimmick, and you and I were talking about it last night, I think, JBL was, like, the
Yeah.
only gimmick on the show.
And that was heating up on Raw
Yeah.
at the same time. Cena was heating up.
And then Cena becomes kind of like the king of velocity. You remember velocity?
Yeah, I remember that.
He's out there doing battle raps and he's squashing job guys, and that crowd is really getting into him, really, really loving it. And we come up to WrestleMania 19.
I remember that.
And they just send him out there, no match. He just goes out there and does a freestyle, capping on the people of Seattle.
Well,
Remember that?
what it was? They were supposed to get Fabulous and Jay-Z to get up in there and
Really?
do a freestyle with him.
Really?
Yeah.
So we get the musical insight from Big Kev. I never knew any of that.
So yeah, they was going to do something like that, but something fell through.
Yeah.
And nobody came through, and that's why we're taking it back.
Mhm.
Yeah, Fabulous's face,
Yeah.
Jay-Z's face on both of those.
Didn't he cut like a battle rap freestyles dissing both of them?
Yeah.
Because that was going to be the build-up for that,
Mhm.
I think. And then he goes out there. They don't show up. He goes out there, cuts it by himself. It's a heel thing, but the crowd's going nuts.
Everybody's going crazy. And my dude had the illest WrestleMania 19 sweatsuit ever.
Yes.
I'm like,
Yes.
I need to get that.
Maybe you can find it
I
online.
probably can't find it
Did
online.
you ever go to a house show when Cena was doing that gimmick early on?
No.
I did. So I went to one at Nutter Center. They had half the arena blocked off.
It's a house show.
I mean, it was, and then they might even have blocked off. They might have even divided it again in half. It was that small of a show.
Yeah.
Cena come out and did a rap on the Big Show.
Mm-hmm.
Then Big Show wrestled Brock in the opener, and then Cena was gone for the night. And I remember hearing people go, "The best part of the show's already gone." You could tell he was getting over.
And folks, let me tell you what, he was red hot.
He was white hot.
White hot, daddy.
White hot, daddy.
White hot, the hottest hot, daddy. That was a bad Dusty. I can do what.
Hey, it's all good.
But
We know what you was talking
you know what
about.
you're talking about. But so he's getting over on velocity, and they kind of put him in the mix with the U.S. title, and he moved him to SmackDown, and there was nothing he did that was a lemon at that point. Like everything he did promo wise was like incredible, and probably the most infamous, famous one was when they were really trying to like ramp up the sexuality of the show. The promo with Stephanie.
Yeah.
Where he cuts the promo on Stephanie. You're gonna have to Google it, folks, because I don't even know if we could talk about that one on the air. But that promo with Stephanie, I mean, there are people jumping up and down out of their seat. You go back and look at that; they're into it. He opens WrestleMania 20 versus the Big Show.
Yep.
As soon as his music hits, man,
Everybody was going crazy.
insane.
And this was back when he was doing the throwback jerseys.
Yeah.
every week.
So describe his look a little bit, Kev.
So he was trying to get into the hip hop culture at that time. This is about like
2004,
2003, 2004. This was back when throwback jerseys were in.
Yeah.
Like a throwback jersey is a jersey from way back.
So and it could be even defunct. A lot of them were defunct teams.
Yeah.
Like the ABA, like the Spirit, the St. Louis Spirits.
That was the one when he got drafted to Raw.
Yeah.
He showed up.
Yeah.
And that was the St. Louis rap scene that was hot during that time.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that started a lot of that.
And of course, there's the Flint Tropics. Everybody loves the Flint Tropics, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Jackie Moon,
Yeah, Jackie Moon.
Coffee Black,
Yeah.
the whole roster, baby.
So like
The jersey thing got him over.
he had like a whole bunch of jerseys, and then like at the time when he was a babyface,
Mhm.
he would match the jersey to the city that he was in.
I remember he was in Detroit. He wore the Negro League, Detroit Stars
Yeah.
jersey. Man, that place. When he came out there with that one on, people were like, "Oh!" That was awesome.
That many tried instead of just coming out wearing like a Barry Sanders
That's
jersey.
true.
Which would be like
Right,
the obvious thing, or a Miguel Cabrera.
Detroit loves its deep cuts.
Yes.
That's a deep cut.
But this was where the George came through.
Yes.
That was the beginning of the Jorts,
Yep.
where he would come out with the throwback jersey, and then he had the Jorts on, and then like a pair of Reebok kicks. the pumps.
Pumps, the old D Brown pumps.
Yeah, D Brown pumps. Hey,
Old school.
I rock the pumps in the ring sometimes.
Yeah,
if
you
it's
do,
an
don't
outdoor
you?
show.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
the
don't want to
pumps.
mess my boots up. Yeah.
That's accurate, man. Like, but he really connected with like the hip hop culture. I think Kevin, you're the music guy. He was actually is a great rapper.
And you know what? I ain't even gonna front. I got his CD.
Yeah.
You know, this was back when you go to the library, you could burn CDs and
Yeah.
then go right back. His CD was at the library. I'm like, you know what? I was about to go ahead and get it at Target. It's free right here. Bet. Let's do that.
Yeah.
So I burned it. I listened to a couple times. I'm like, ooh, this is all
He
right.
put that in his Camry.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it in my camera.
Yeah.
You know, in the hood, they would say Cena was one of the illest.
The illest.
Is that what they'd
The
say?
illest, yeah. He
One of
was
the
one of
illest.
The truth, he's double platinum on that album.
Yeah.
Sure.
Double platinum.
He's a bad man.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I did too.
Basic Economics, Bad Man,
Time
and then
Is
My
Now.
Time Is Now. There's not a lemon out of the three of them, man. They're all good.
It really ain't. He had another song. It was on one of the WWE CD. It's called Untouchable.
Yeah,
That's a banger too.
Yes, it
I'm
is.
gonna have to get that.
You know what?
Oh yeah.
That's a banger.
I think I've heard of it, but I can't recall it right now. Definitely gonna have to do that later, though. But he was actually a very talented rapper. I think that was a lot growing up. You know, you're kind of close to Boston. Boston is, you don't. So everybody associates Boston with Ireland, but they do have a pretty solid hip hop culture, right, Ken?
Yeah, like I mean, they're not hip hop, but New Edition. You had Benzino.
Yeah.
Do you think he had like the Marky Mark vibe going?
Yes.
He did.
Yeah, and I think that gave somebody kind of a visual to latch on to.
Here's the thing with that too. To talk about aesthetics, like Marky Mark was like okay as a rapper.
Right.
You definitely tell someone else was writing and producing for him. He was a product. Good looking dude, jacked. He'd go out there and take his shirt off, and the girls would just like
He's like the Hollywood version of
Right.
Marky Mark.
right, right. And so Cena did that too, and I think that we're going to talk about it here in the next segment, kind of what his appeal was. But man, that's when the ladies got really into him. You know, 'cause, like he would go out there and unbutton his Yankees jersey or whatever, and do the Marky Mark thing. It was more about
The chain with the padlock, I think,
Yeah.
got him over too. That was always a big deal.
and we would cheat with that as a heel. That was it was almost like Eddie Guerrero. Got a pop,
yeah.
you
And I
know?
think the spinner belt was
Yes.
another thing that got him over with the kids, because the kids till this day love the spinner belt.
Oh yeah,
I remember when that happened,
I do too.
and Les Thatcher almost.
Oh, I'm sure he about lost
had a
his mind.
stroke.
I can see that.
I thought there's you talk about this from a toy perspective. I know we're not talking about Cena, but from a toy perspective, Austin had his own smoking skull belt.
Rock had the
Sold a
Brahma
million of
Bull.
Rock had the Brahma Bull. Undertaker had the TX logo on the front.
It's marketing.
They're printing those like money off of
Oh
those.
yeah, no doubt.
That US belt, I remember a lot of people bought that. It was expensive, but they had put the jewels,
Yeah.
the crystals in there to bling it out. And I remember like the big gold belt replica was like, I think it was like $200 for the replica, but the US belt and the big spinner belt eventually, those were like $800, and those sold better than anything.
They had the US spinner
Yeah,
with the ugly just US on there, but it was so cool.
it was blingy. It was like,
And then
like
the
just
super
popped.
bling Cena belt that he showed
Yep.
up with the Spirit of St. Louis. That was like the iconic moment.
That was such a cool thing to do with that. And then, I mean, I hated that. I wish Edge would have got his own rather than putting a sticker on the spinner belt. I get it. You're trying to go for heel heat,
Right.
but like it just didn't.
I like how
Didn't
Miz got it and he
Yeah.
had it upside down to
He
where
sure
the logo
did.
was the M. I
Yep.
thought that was pretty witty.
That was really clever. But man, was it a rocket ship to the moon? He opened WrestleMania 20, beat the Big Show super clean, and with the attitude adjustment. And man, at that point, even if I'm remembering and watching it, I kind of thought he was too big for the U.S. title at that point. Even though he won it for the first time, and he opened the show at WrestleMania. He was like the dude all
Yeah, he was already hot, but I think they wanted to give him that.
Yeah.
Just they didn't want him to jump the pecking order.
I was thinking the same thing too. They was trying to see like what can we do to? Okay, he's got the belt. How they gonna see this?
Yeah, is
Okay,
this
cool.
fool's gold, or is he going to be okay with this spot?
Right.
Well, I think we also forget too. There was a ton of mileage in Eddie Guerrero at that point. He was clearly
And Brock.
far away. Well, that's when he wrestled Goldberg. Brock was on his way out,
Yeah.
but
Cena feuded with Brock in 03 a lot.
he did. But there was a lot of mileage. Eddie Guerrero was like so hot at that point. He was even a bigger baby face, I think, than Cena. What do you think?
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
He was already established with mileage
Yeah.
behind him as a babyface.
he's just more likable. Like I think there was the sect of basement guy internet marks. You know,
Well, you had that. This goes to the work rate thing too. Eddie had a good character, but he also, you knew his work rate was better than Cena.
he was a lot
Cena
better.
was
in the ring than
Better. Cena was better with the kids and could get them and the women.
Cena. Mhm.
But then Eddie would draw in the wrestling fan.
And the 18 to 35-year-old men were just salivating
Yeah.
to get Chris Benoit the
And then,
champion.
and then Rey Mysterio satisfied the Lucha Libre. They had a guy for each category.
I don't care that Chris Benoit killed his wife.
Yeah.
He
that
should have
was
been
later,
champion
right?
forever.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's just terrible. We gotta go to break.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna transform. We're gonna roll out. We're gonna come back and talk about the Hogan push, brother. See you in a little bit.
You can make the decision right now to get lasting relief from that awful joint
Yeah,
pain.
once he
Don't
beat
go
JB.
and
Shut JBL up.
he has
Nobody
tens of
else would beat
thousands of
JBL.
satisfied patients
Eddie
all
had to
over
do it.
David's radio home for Buckeyes football.
Everybody loves him,
1410
so nobody tells him no.
Are you back on?
ESPN Radio.
Right. Hey, everybody.
Cards subject to change with Ben Kimera and Big Kev right here on 1410 ESPN Radio.
At free Starbucks.
You got free Starbucks?
We are in the second half of card subject change. Craziness, right?
It's crazy.
Second hour. And we are sponsored by Passing and Getting Notes in Class for Your Crush.
What a
I gotta tell you.
school references.
It's a
tonight.
lot of yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you got that adrenaline rush, man. When she wrote something down, and passed it
Man.
on to you.
Yeah.
No texting,
No,
handwritten.
this was way before Texas.
You know what was the hottest part about that?
What's
When
up?
it smelled like Japanese cherry blossom from Battlefield.
Yup. She
They all
always
wore
used
it.
to
They all wore it.
always used to spray that little
Yep.
stuff on the
Yep.
letter. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
You already
the-
knew it was gonna be something.
That's before we all grew up and hated life.
She always put that for your eyes only.
That was when we used to actually have to talk to girls if we wanted to.
Yeah.
45% of men between 18 and 25 have never asked a
We
girl out in
talked
real
about
life.
that one week. Remember?
What? Yeah,
Yeah, that's
like that's
crazy.
incredible to me.
That's wild to me.
Whatever.
I'll tell you what though. This is like you in the middle of the class change. You hear that bell ring. You know you about to get something. You about to get that letter.
You got about 3 minutes.
You got 3 minutes to
It's
find that
anxiety.
girl.
Like, beat the clock.
Yeah. You got to find the girl. You got to get your books together, and then you got to go to class. As soon as you find the girl, she says she got that note for you. Oh, you got that note for me? Okay, cool.
That's what's up. That's
what's
what Kevin said.
Yep.
And they would
That's what's up.
handwrite their real feelings about you.
Yep.
Imagine that. Not type them.
Unbelievable.
I had a full box full of them when I was staying at
I bet
home.
you did.
Man.
I bet the ladies loved. Were you homecoming king? You prom king?
No, I never was that.
I don't believe you.
I never was that.
I can see you with the crown on right now.
Looking like BIG.
Got the sash.
That look like me.
Notorious KV.
Yes.
You know what? I never was the prom king. I wasn't popular like that.
Come on.
People knew me because I was in the band. You know what I'm saying? I was in the band, and plus I was doing like other
You're
stuff.
the life of the party,
These
though,
chicks don't
man.
even know the name of my band.
That's right. We did an HWA video like that with Rory Fox and Black Militia. It was so good.
What?
Oh, we did it. Yeah, when Rory was like the leader, and then he'd like make us change in like the bathroom, like all four of us together, me and Sean and Slade and Kara, and he had like his own thing, like his own little, the glamour station like, backstage with the mirror and the lights. I wish I still had it. It's
And what were you guys
VHS.
behind him? Like
We were behind him.
up,
Yeah,
trying
we were in the bathroom, like just a handicap stall. All four of us were like
That's
trying to put our
amazing.
boots on, and we did that for the TV show. That was good. That was really good.
Need to be on YouTube somewhere.
Man,
That might be on reel to reel.
It probably is.
that was on 8-track.
Yeah.
That was good.
8-track.
Well, this fan showed up to the show with a package for me, and I'm like, all right, here we go, because now I'm a heel. I open the package, it's a D12 t-shirt, and it's the D12 World CD, and it's like one of those, it was very sweet. The kid's a little Ticey, you know? And it was like Kevin Ticey. Turbo Ticey.
Turbo Ticey.
And it was like one of those fake platinum chains with the D12 logo.
Oh, yeah.
I used it though. Well, wore it to the ring. And I was just like, man, that was really nice of him to do. But we had the CD there, and I left it back where I was changing. And I was just like, you know what? Let's just shoot this and see how it comes out. Turned out pretty good.
Yeah,
Hey, that works.
that's awesome.
It worked really well. But we're here to talk about John Cena because it's just my opinion as a Marky Mark and the Marky Bunch. The Hogan push, if there was a match, he was winning it. He was just running through people like a buzzsaw. If there was any time he took a loss, it was always like a multi-man match or a tag match. He never got pinned. He never tapped out. This time frame I'm talking about, we're talking like 2004, probably to 2009. He had that 5-year stretch where he was like the guy. Some of those matches, I forgot what gems they were.
Oh, yeah.
And his coming out party was WrestleMania 22. It was kind of like that Booker T versus Triple H vibe. Like, you're not the dude. You're never going to be the dude. He was the champion at that point, but that was the beginning of let's go Cena. Cena sucks.
This was right around that time when he was starting to do the military.
Yeah. Because remember, Carlito, Jesus, stabbed him in the club, air quotes. He was out for 6 months. That wasn't real. He didn't really get stabbed.
No, he really didn't get stabbed.
But he was going to film The Marine when WWE was trying to do the movie.
And then he
thing.
came back and went after JBL.
Yeah.
And won the
Well, he
title.
won the U.S. championship.
Right.
And then it was like, nah, we're going to have you win the world championship. He lost it. Remember? He had the best of 5 with Booker T.
Yep.
All those were phenomenal.
It's funny because you remember when he came back in that pay-per-view against Jesus?
Yeah.
I think Carlito had punched him in the left side in the kidney, but they take his right side. I was like, come on, y'all, really?
Attention to detail.
Yeah.
It was
a shirt that said "Ruck Fools" on it. That was dope. I wanted that.
That was a good one. All this stuff was good. And the WWE throwback logo, you know, the big platinum WW on there.
Yeah,
that was
word
awesome.
life.
But he won that series with Booker T, and I think it was No Mercy. He wins the belt, and then they're just like, nah, we're going to do something different. And then the next week, he loses the U.S. belt to Carlito, and then the pay-per-view after that is when he won the big belt from JBL.
Yeah.
Because they were just like, nah, he's past that U.S. belt at this point. But I remember the build-up to that WrestleMania was so good with Triple H, and the psychology of that match was so good because the story that they told around that was, yeah, you're the champion, but you're not a deserving champion, and you suck at wrestling.
And you haven't ever beat me.
And you've never beat me.
That was the thing I remember.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm just going to come and just pluck that belt right out of your hands. I'm going to take it, and you go back to velocity.
Pretty much.
But it was so good.
Yeah, it was.
But that was the beginning of, I'm an 18 to 35-year-old man, and I hate this guy. And all the kids and the women, do you remember the Let's Go Cena, Cena Sucks
Yeah, I
chants?
remember that.
It was let's go. They were like, let's go Cena.
Yeah.
Cena sucks. It was like clearly a demarcation point. And that WrestleMania 22 match was so good.
Oh, Chicago, right?
Chicago. Triple H is picking him apart, out wrestling him. The crowd's going nuts, cheering for Triple H. But this is a testament to how great Triple H is. I don't care what anybody says about his politics. He
Talking
just,
about old try.
old trash. He made people. He made people.
Yes.
People are, oh, he bleeds too much. You have to be a dragon to be slain.
Yes.
That's what people don't understand about wrestling. When you smash a heel over or whatever, he had the unfortunate coincidence of being married to Stephanie, but that doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't take a lick away from his work.
No.
In-ring work or his ability. And the end of that match, I remember, was so good. It was, they went back and forth. He got him in the STF. Triple H got to the ropes. Cena got him again. He almost got to the ropes. He's literally a fingertip away from the ropes, and he taps out.
Yeah.
And the crowd goes nuts. And all the dudes are like,
oh my God.
I can't believe it. Because at that point, Triple H, I don't think it had tapped out really to
Not much.
anybody.
Not much. If
Not-
he did, maybe early in his career.
I think he did Mick Foley with the mandible claw a couple times,
Yeah.
but that's it. I don't think he ever really lost by tap out. And that was, I mean, that would, to me, was Cena's coming out party because that match told me, like, okay, he can hang with like the guys.
Oh, yeah.
What do you got?
Benoit tapped him out.
What's that?
Benoit tapped him out at WrestleMania.
At WrestleMania 20. Yep, you're
Yeah.
right. But it wasn't. See, you got to pick like through your brain.
But those are,
You have
he
to-
built all that up.
Yeah.
Just goes back to what you're saying. He, by going over on guys for a year straight,
Yep.
and then when he loses, it means something.
Yes.
That's what people don't understand.
That's called storytelling, folks.
And psychology,
Ooh, yeah.
not just psychology in the match, but psychology of your character
Yep.
and using your character to get another character over.
Because Benoit did. He was unsustainable because he didn't have a personality.
Right.
That's what made Eddie better. But like, I remember that people ranking WrestleManias. The close of WrestleMania 20 was like ranked as one of the top 3 of all time.
Yes.
Do you remember they would always have to cool Benoit off a little bit and then
Yeah.
heat him back up
Mhm.
because he did not have that sustainable character.
Yes.
So they would just have to give him his little run
Mhm.
and then kind of put him back like in a tag team with Rhino
Yes.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Just something. And
Or
then
like, yeah.
here he comes again, you know.
He had a character a little bit, but he kind of capped off with that Toothless Aggression t-shirt.
And that got over.
Yeah, it
Ruthless
got over.
Aggression got over.
They did get over.
But that's fun. That's a fun little thing.
But he would like go. Like, to your point, you're right. It's a fun thing, but they didn't do enough fun things with him, and they didn't market. I remember seeing one Wolverine T-shirt where it was actually like a logo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They didn't have like a recognizable logo other than the slashes on the legs. I just for real, the Four Horsemen tights.
Yeah.
Just like I don't know.
Well, I think they tried to. It was one of those things where they had like a dartboard. They was trying to see what was gonna stick.
The Rabid Wolverine to me was a great gimmick.
I like that.
They just didn't do anything with it.
Because he even looked like Wolverine a
Yeah.
little bit.
And he had a shirt where it was a broken neck
Yeah.
with the crossface.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
And that wasn't around long though, that
Mm.
shirt. They might have did one run of those and
I wanted that shirt.
yeah.
eBay it up, man.
It's
I
called-
think
I bet that's a
yeah,
$500 eBay shirt.
if we know anything, Chris Benoit is held in high regards now. So,
Oh, no doubt. Oh, no doubt.
but like the matches from then on, man, like just the riot. It was such. Looking back on it, his rivalry with Edge and Orton, it was so good. It was just like a classic long-term
The Edge,
rivalry.
RVD, Cena
Yeah,
triangle.
yeah. Well,
feud.
we'll talk about
Man.
one night stand in a bit, but yes,
Man.
so good. And Triple H tore his quad again, and he was supposed to get, do a part 2 at WrestleMania 23 in Detroit, and they put HBK in that slot.
Did you go?
I was there.
I was there too.
I was there.
I was at the Raw the next night.
Oh, nice. Where was that at?
That was right here.
Nice. I didn't know that.
Right here indeed.
Right here, Nate. That was a really good show.
It was.
WrestleMania 23.
It was fun.
I like that show.
The Trump Lashley MAGA Vince thing was real good.
Yeah.
Everything on that show was good. Going back and watching the main event on TV, like Ford Field is like a cavern.
Oh my
You know
God.
what I mean? So
Yeah.
like if you're in there, unless you are like right up against the ring, it's 2 dots. You know what I mean? You have to basically watch it on the Tron.
Yeah.
You watch it afterwards. That match is so good. It's
I
incredible.
did not like the Batista and Taker match, but I understand too. Taker got hurt during the match.
Yeah.
So that kind of limited what they were going to do.
But talk about the Cena HBK match. That thing was a masterpiece, in my opinion.
Well,
I like that.
Babyface
the one
versus
thing that,
babyface.
that HBK is so underrated is being able to flip himself into the aggressive heel
Yes.
in a situation where
Mhm.
he needs to in order to get the other guy and make the match work.
Mm-hmm.
Other guys can't do that. They have to be who they are.
Yes. He can up and down shift like
Yeah.
that.
And Triple H can do that too.
Yes. And I think like going back and watching that match, just the opening spot where he's just toying with Cena, like mentally.
Yeah.
And it makes it because Cena's like but Cena makes it too because he's so insecure. Like I'm in here with a guy who's my friend,
Mr. WrestleMania.
Mr. WrestleMania,
Yeah.
and the lights are the brightest. And I remember JR saying multiple times in that match, this is the biggest crowd that John Cena's ever been in front of. And like they really played up his insecurity. And the key to wrestling psychology is, yeah, you might have a Superman like Hogan or Cena, but there has to be some vulnerability there.
Everybody
Yeah,
has to have a weakness.
And John Cena's insecurity in that match was his weakness, and they built that thing up. And by the end of that match, when Cena's coming back, it was the same thing with Chicago. Even though people were way behind. You remember, you were there. They were way behind Shawn Michaels in that match.
Oh yeah, they wanted him to win bad. That was in the era when they were turning on
Yeah.
Cena heavy.
Well, you're exactly right. And then also they did a great job of saying, well, this could be HBK's last shot. And ultimately, he wrestled
He wrestled like
2 more WrestleManias. That was it.
Had that Taker run.
Yeah, that was the Taker match. The next one, and the one after that was the retirement match. So it was such a good story. It was a really great match. That 4-way that he had with HBK, Edge, and Orton. That was one of the best finishes I've ever seen in my life.
Kurt and Shawn at Mania.
That was great. 21 banger. The opener, Eddie and Rey Mysterio.
yeah, yeah.
Kaboom!
Oh my God.
Explosion of the brain. It was good. Batista at WrestleMania 24. It was almost like a 2K match, a 2K game match, but it was so good
Yeah, that's what you talking about.
because Batista hit that Batista bomb off the top rope,
Mhm.
and Batista massively underrated in my opinion.
He's another guy
Oh,
who didn't
yeah.
move well in the ring.
no.
Clunky.
Well, when you're just
Too
you
much
know juice. Yeah.
He moved like Warlord.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I've seen some of Warlord's matches this past week too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like what you said. He really couldn't move like that
Yeah.
It's no human being is meant to have that much muscle
at all.
in a realistic way.
Yeah.
You just can't do it. your tendons and your ligaments.
He's
can't
a
keep up
super.
with
You
it.
ever met him though?
Yeah,
Well, I mean, he's
He's
super
real
nice.
cool.
he's a nice guy, Polish guy.
Yep.
There were so many good matches though, man. Like that. I watched just a little bit earlier today. I watched that Last Man Standing with Umaga.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, we didn't even talk about Cena's rivalry with Umaga.
So good.
Man,
That match was like the Last Man Standing with Umaga was like it was like hard.
was that
to
the
watch.
Rumble?
Yes.
Okay, I
It
remember
was
that.
like hard to watch because Cena got juice and he was like almost borderline spraying.
Yep.
And then that finish with choking out to Umaga,
Oh my god.
and Umaga's his eyes were bloodshot.
Yeah.
There's blood coming out of his eyes. He's drooling. His tongue is out. I'm like,
Well, it doesn't help when Cena was bleeding. Umaga was waffling him
yeah,
with like
Sure
he
was.
wasn't hitting with punches. He was like coming down across him with like his whole
yeah.
forearm. That's how the Samoans punch a lot. They
Yeah.
don't punch; they kind of hit you with this
Mhm.
and just waffle you, man.
That first big bump Umaga took when Cena picked up the ring steps and threw them over the top rope, and it just bounces off his head. Now, folks, I get it. It's a work. You knew it was coming. But we're talking about galvanized steel. Well, I picked up those ring steps. They're probably 80 pounds, easy. And it might not seem like a lot, but imagine someone chucking an 80-pound metal dumbbell at your head. That's what I mean. It was a fantastic match, but man, it was gruesome. It was really. What do you got real quick before we go to break? What do you think his best match was?
Ooh, him and Ed.
Perfect. That's a great answer because that was really good. What do you think?
Cena's best match
In that era.
Oh, in that era,
Mhm.
I loved him and RVD at One Night Stand.
We're gonna talk about that next.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about that next.
Yeah,
Hashtag spoiler alert. We come back.
Segway Jones.
We're gonna talk about Segway Jones over here. We're gonna talk about Cena hate and the one night stand. We'll see you in a little bit.
Advent, we help
I was there live for that.
Ben Kimera and Big
so
Kev, right here on 1410 ESPN Radio.
It's like I'm trying to teach you how to
Work.
work.
We are card subject change. I'm Big Kev. He's Ben Kimera. And he is Sergeant Ledbetter.
Sergeant Ledbetter.
I like how you do that. That was pretty good.
Do all right. It's the basement mark.
I
Sounds that better.
like that. Basement mark in full effect with the Sarge.
Everybody loves the basement mark.
What would he think of our work rate?
Of our
First of all, basement mark.
first of all, these guys are acting like they're really hurt. Who does that? It needs to be strong style or nothing.
Right.
Strong style.
Fighting spirit.
If I don't see an Emerald Fusion on a cement floor, I riot.
Yeah.
And speaking of riots, you have the 18 to 35 demo.
Yep.
Before we get into the riot part, why did these dudes hate? Let's set the table. Why did 18 to 35-year-old men who watch wrestling hate Cena's guts? Was it jealousy of the women? Was it this guy's a tool bag like Hogan? What do you think? Or a combination of everything? What do you think, Kev?
At that point, he was just being overpushed. He was being shoved down everybody's throat at that point. Everybody didn't like it.
But the kids loved it.
Kids loved it. No doubt.
Women loved him.
Yeah. But
I have a different theory.
what's up?
I mean, the kids, but here's the thing, no disrespect. Those single moms out there love him. The kids love him. This guy's selling this guy had a different t-shirt every month, and they all sold out like that.
Hotcakes.
What's your theory?
My theory, when he was doing the rapping gimmick,
Mhm.
that was different than Cena Jorts 05, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Two totally different characters, in my opinion.
Yes.
When he was the same fans that hated him in 06 were the same ones that started cheering him as a rapper that turned him babyface
Yes.
to begin with.
Yes.
Then when he stopped doing the rapping and he catered to the kids, and then their wives started liking him,
Jealousy.
now they have a reason to hate him.
Right.
So I think that's really what it was.
When he was younger, he's jacked. He was a good-looking guy. Now he looks kind of like Ernest P. Worrell.
Yeah,
You know?
he's like JBL and
Right.
Ernest and a little bit of mixture.
Like put
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Like he's not aged well, or as well as somebody.
Know what I mean?
Doesn't he look like Ernest?
Know what I mean?
Know what I mean, Vern? Hi, Vern.
But you get what I'm saying, though.
What? No,
You
I
get what
get
I'm
exactly
saying?
what you're saying. It was like a betrayal.
And it is part of what Kev's saying. He was getting pushed down our throats, but now the wives and the kids are all like, "Oh my gosh, John Cena!" And the
Yeah.
dad's like, "Oh,
Well, this guy.
yeah, we like." And I don't even know who they were liking at the time. Edge probably.
Well-
Well, he was probably the hot heel at the time.
All of the hot heels they like. Like
Yeah.
Edge
Big
was-
Wally was a heel at that
Yeah.
time.
That's right. Him and Edge were a
Yeah.
team. Yeah.
and that was good. And then people love to hate Lita.
Yeah.
Right.
That was an easy one to pick on. But then, this is the time where they start to resurrect ECW. ECW went out of business
Yeah.
in 2001, at the very beginning of 2001, and then around 2005, they get a shot in the arm because that DVD, The Rise and Fall of ECW, that was their best-selling DVD and still is of all time. It was like a 5-disc set,
So good.
and it was a great documentary. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm a wrestling nerd. I love the fact that it was 4 hours long.
Oh, it was great.
It just blows by too because it's so riveting. It's like every key player telling. It was unlike you or Die Hard. We all know Die Hard. But he hates that world class DVD because he thinks it's like fake or not true. But I think from all accounts, that ECW was pretty accurate.
Pretty accurate.
In a censored way. It didn't talk about all the partying and the drug den of iniquity and all that kind of stuff. But it was a pretty good recap.
But that was going on in every dressing room. At that time.
Every dressing room.
They painted the ECW as the drug company.
Yeah,
That's only because the guys looked a little grungier.
right. Well, to your point, I don't mean to disrespect her because I loved her as a character. Everybody looked at Miss Elizabeth like, oh my gosh, she's this perfect, genteel Southern belle, and she died because she was so addicted to soma, her trachea stopped working. She threw up and drowned
Yeah.
because she couldn't get it out of her body.
Yeah.
It was horrible, probably a horrible way to die, but she was just like the rest of them. The package, though, you know what I mean? She's pretty and she dresses sexy but modest, and you know what I mean? It's not anything like it was.
So
in real life.
ECW, in my opinion, ECW got a bad rap because of the visual look of them.
Yes.
Mhm.
Agreed.
Because of the guys like Sandman, Balls Mahoney. I mean, those guys were drug users. I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not saying they weren't, but it's not fair because if somebody like Batista is doing steroids, that's
Yep.
no different than Balls Mahoney sitting there snorting cocaine.
You're absolutely right.
More of a ECW was like a more grungy look.
Yeah.
You know, from the lighting to the ring.
But they didn't have the
Man.
budget. They
Yeah.
had to do that.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
it certainly doesn't help that everybody's dead.
yeah,
Basically,
for sure.
Yeah.
like almost the whole roster.
Yeah, most of the whole roster was dead. But and then, like I was saying, like the grunge was up in the air because
Yeah.
you had like the atmosphere. Everybody was the whole atmosphere was kind of grungy.
It was. Well,
They didn't have like no stage and all like that. too.
You're right.
There's a lot of them still alive, though. Dreamer's alive,
There is.
Kaz is alive,
Shane,
Shane's alive, the
RVD,
Dudleys are both
Sandman.
alive, RVD's alive. They've lost Terry Funk.
Masato, not Masato Time, Mike
Sabu,
Awesome,
Mike Awesome.
Sabu,
There has been
Axel
some.
Rotten,
Yeah, but
Kronos,
Yeah,
you
Balls.
know, Big Dick Dudley.
Yeah.
Like there's been a lot of them.
yeah,
But you're right. Like it was definitely got a bad reputation. But that DVD, like it was like the rebirth, man. It was so hot. The first One Night Stand in 2005, great show, classic ECW, man. And
with the exception of one match, but
Yep.
I'll circle back to that.
kudos to Vince for just taking his hands off. Like,
Yeah.
here's the check.
Yeah,
Put on an ECW show. Great job. Now, 2006, fast forward to that. That's the one you're
I
at.
was there. Yeah,
And the main event is John Cena versus Rob Van Dam. I've never, to this day, seen a crowd that violent and hostile
It
towards
was-
somebody. Talk about it.
It was so hostile from the time we got to the building,
Yeah.
outside waiting to get in, and
Mm-hmm.
then when you walk in Hammerstein, the restrooms, the wrestlers come out of the dressing room from a stairwell.
Yeah.
The fans use the same restrooms.
Mm.
Like I'm standing there next to Big Show.
Okay.
Taking
What's
a
with
leak.
you and Big Show? You're always a Big Show.
I like Big Show.
I know. You're always together.
But on the other side of me was Big Guido. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
Big Guido,
So
yeah.
Big Guido, me, and then Big Show, and then they flush it and go downstairs. I go the other way to go to my seat.
Isn't it funny to
It's
think
just
about him
crazy.
being the small guy in that?
Right.
I was,
Uh,
but it was. You could feel the hatred of the WWE guys when you walked into the arena. If anybody had on a shirt, like we watched a guy who had on a Cena shirt, and he got the shirt taken off of him, and they put a Sandman shirt on him.
Wild.
Just took it off of him.
Wild.
Some like 18, 19-year-old kid that was there.
Wild.
Yeah.
Craziness.
And they spent the 25 and got him a Sandman shirt. Yeah.
Well, at least they didn't leave him shirtless.
Yeah.
I'm about to say.
But Cena goes to the ring, man. Talk about that as soon as the music
Yeah. It
hits.
was like a heavyweight fight. And he had the towel over. What did he have over his head? The towel?
No, he just had a hat on.
Oh, he ducked his head. And
Didn't he have the belt over his
something
neck?
was
or
over
something?
his head because he didn't want to get hit with stuff.
No, I think it might have been a time where I'm thinking of when he had a hat on and then he just held the
And
belt up.
yes, the belt was the block.
Yeah.
Anything that was coming at him. And there was legitimate, like they edited a lot of it out on TV. It was so many expletives.
It was FU Cena for like, what, 3 minutes?
And I'm
straight?
talking,
yeah.
it was just crazy. He was trying to throw his hat. You've seen it. He tries to throw
Throw
his
his
hat.
hat, throw back.
The one black dude. Remember the guy?
Yeah.
And he takes that thing and
Yep.
he wipes and he throws it back and he's flipping him off and everyone's just going nuts and people are just like they're shaking. They're so excited. And then when RVD's music hits,
Blows.
More crazy.
man, everybody's singing the music. You know, that's ECW was its own. I went to so many of those shows.
I showed my wife that entrance of
Mhm.
John Cena because she loved John Cena. I showed her that entrance. She was like, "Why are they booing him?" I'm like, ECW do not like this guy.
They booed Randy Orton out of the building.
Oh, yeah,
Bad.
It was Orton and Angle, right?
Yeah. They had
Great
just
match.
turned Kurt. Remember
Yep.
at the show?
yeah.
Dayton show.
Turning like the hard baby face,
He
right?
was-
That's what
he
he
was
was out.
ECW guy.
Yeah.
He revealed that him and Big Show were now ECW.
Yeah.
So now Big Show had to come out and choke slam Big Guido.
yeah.
Sandman come out and caned Eugene, which got a huge pop.
Yeah.
Anything they did that night, it was gold.
But that match was it was a really good match.
Yep.
And Cena rose to the occasion, in my opinion, because to be in that environment, I mean, I've definitely gotten a lot of heat in the ring. I couldn't imagine facing that. I mean, I probably could. You could.
You'd be fine because you get to the point that it's so loud you don't even hear it.
Yeah.
You
just
only
phase it out.
Yes, it's so loud you only hear what's, and you could have a full conversation with the guy you're wrestling because nobody can hear anything anyway.
Right. True. They were that high.
Yeah.
But the finish of the match is RVD gets out the chairs and the tables, and then here comes a dude in a leather duster and a motorcycle helmet,
which was a callback to 1996 when they did that with Rick Rude.
Yep.
It sure was. Yes. You know about that.
Deep cuts. Edge spears. Yeah. Edge spears Cena through the table. 1, 2, 3 off the frog splash. RVD wins his first championship. Didn't have it for long, but
yeah, that was
but I mean, why so much? Do you think a lot of the Cena hate in that instance was also like that audience loved the Attitude Era so much, they loved ECW so much, and then it goes to TVPG, and then they're just like Cena's the face of TVPG.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
Well, and RVD was their guy.
Yeah.
And we weren't that long away from that moment where RVD was the guy.
Yeah.
If you were ever at ECW shows and you were getting in the business at that time, so you might not have went to any of those shows.
I did not go to any.
RVD would come out with a torn ACL and literally wrestle with one leg, and he would crutch himself to the ring and wrestle matches in a complete leg splint. They had so much respect for this man.
Yeah.
He's doing springboard RVD kicks with a leg cast.
Unbelievable.
And beating guys like Scotty Riggs and different Chris Chetty, like wrestle whoever.
And the TV title one, you know, 2 years. He made that TV belt more important than the heavyweight championship in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Hey, so I got a question for you. So think back to one night stand. When John Cena had left, he's laying on the mat. He just lost the belt. What was that atmosphere like when he was trying to get back to get backstage?
So all the wrestlers came out to celebrate with RVD, and Atlas was able to just get him out of there. So nobody really even paid attention. It's not like they were giving him the business. They were so happy for RVD. Everybody was just up and going crazy.
RVD was kind of like the quote unquote indie darling at the time.
Oh yeah.
You know, and it was like, I don't know what the disconnect was with the Main Street audience and RVD. When he finally got to WWE and got the push, like his coming out party, the ladder match for the hardcore belt with Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
Oh, incredible. Yeah, Invasion. Incredible. That was like the first time I think the world outside of ECW really got to see.
Yeah, they got a whole bunch of eyes on them.
Like, got to see what RVD was. And for those of you at home that are listening that don't know who Rob Van Dam is, you know, he's a character that it's going to sound unusual. He's a character based around marijuana, being super flexible, and being a martial artist. And he kind of favors Jean-Claude Van Damme, and I think that's why they gave him the Rob Van Dam moniker. But you're right. Like in ECW, he was unbelievable.
He was their Shawn Michaels.
And he was like, you're exactly right about that. And he was one of the last guys to leave. He never went like.
And I'm telling you, the respect that they had for that man, like you would have people in the crowd, they would say like Bret Hart's the best wrestler in WWF or Shawn Michaels. And it was always RVD. They would hold him in a higher esteem than Shawn and Bret. Those fans did.
Yeah, that's true.
And you couldn't argue because you're watching this man out here just putting on legit five-star matches.
Oh, yeah.
With nobodies.
You're right about that. But the one guy he had who could go, my only complaint about RVD is he couldn't ever seem to get anybody else over. And I'm not saying that to be mean, but like Jerry Lynn should have been like God tier after those matches with
He
Rob
got
Van Dam.
Jerry Lynn over in those matches.
He did, but what Mr. JL,
Well, that's
they
not,
sabotaged him. He got him over for the ECW.
Well,
on this.
JL was before the Jerry Lynn RVD matches, though.
Right, but what I'm saying is like he was saddled with garbage, and then he was having these 5-star matches,
Right.
and then it never translated to well, we lost Jericho. Let's get Jerry Lynn because that's an absolute equivalent replacement, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Maybe not the promo, but like in ring
Jerry
work.
Lynn had zero promo skills.
No,
Oh
he
my
didn't.
God.
That's why
He
they
didn't.
put Cyrus with him.
Yes, man, Cyrus was
So good.
Yeah.
you got everybody over.
And RVD feuded with all those guys.
Do you think it was the right move to do everything that you ever notice that like if it's a guy that Vince doesn't love, it's always like a wonky finish.
Yeah, I did notice that.
They'll win the belt, but it's like with Eddie Guerrero. Like it's the Goldberg spear, and then the belt, and then the frog splash. And I know it's Brock. I know it's
One night
Brock.
stands like a glorified spot show.
Yes.
So you knew, like in my mind at least, I knew RVD was winning. I still didn't believe it at first. I was like, man, because he had never had his big breakout.
No.
He was always like upper mid card, but couldn't get it. And then tag, he did a lot of tag stuff.
He had the Intercontinental belt
Yeah.
forever, right?
Yeah.
Like forever.
And he had tag titles with Kane, tag titles with Booker. So he had his pushes, but he was never there. And then we won Money in the Bank. I was like, all right, it's on.
Mm-hmm.
And you just felt it. But he would have been fine the first 3 or 4 months or however many of ECW on TNN or on Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
He was beating everybody. And then you know what happened? They got popped.
We say we got popped for. He got pulled over with Sabu, and they had like a cartoonishly large amount of marijuana
Yeah.
with them.
So on Raw, he dropped the title, the WWE title to Edge, and then on the next night on ECW, he dropped the big title to Big Show,
Man.
who had one of the best runs of his career out of that, though.
You don't got to tell me, man. That ECW show is like one of my favorite wrestling shows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I loved it. All right, we got to go to commercial. We come back. We're going to wrap it up. We're going to talk about John Cena philosophically. Did he accomplish his goals? Was he the guy? Was he relatable? We'll talk about business side of John Cena when we come back.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at radiodirect.com/privacy.
We're about to get into it.
that you can live
They're
with.
gonna
Call
have
Big
their
Lou,
one
800-230-2777.
They're gonna lose. And Jay's gonna
800-230-2777.
My just
Time to change with Ben Kimera and Big Kev right here on 1410 ESPN Radio.
We are card subject to change. And you know it's dinner time. Everybody's getting their eat on for right
Here we
now.
go.
So we are sponsored by one of Benjamin Kimera's favorite spots.
Yeah.
Seafood Bay.
I don't
never heard of it.
Seafood Bay.
This was a Detroit
It was a
thing
Detroit thing.
from like
That's very deep cut.
very deep cut.
Very deep cut.
Seafood Bay was a spot. It was kind of equivalent to Long John Silver.
Yeah.
Okay.
But how you said it was like the junk that nobody wanted.
It was like it wasn't good.
Okay.
It was like it was I don't know how to say it. It was basically like a Timu Long John Silver's. It was, but like they deep fried stuff so deep. It was like ordering just breading with a hint of fish. You know what I mean? Like,
Like a little bit of fish.
It was like a fish nugget.
So, they sold batter with a
Right.
little bit of fish in
Pretty
it.
much. That was pretty much it.
All
Yeah,
right.
it wasn't great.
Did they last?
No, they're defunct. They're
Okay.
like
Herb Abrams UWF.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
it just didn't last very long.
this didn't last very long. Detroit went from being like terrible food to now it's just like everything's like going to Ford Field, like just getting the food at Ford Field. It's like
They got good food there.
it's unbelievable. Like it's not stadium food, like typical
No,
stadium
it's like
food.
restaurant food.
Right. It's restaurant quality.
There wasn't a lot when I was there for even for WrestleMania back
Mhm.
then, 05, 6 or whenever
Uh-huh.
that was. There was not a lot of good food to choose from. Even when I looked online,
There was
everything was like there was no 4 and 5 star. Everything was like 3.5 stars and below.
yeah.
Now, I don't know if that's just because everybody's mad up there.
We're all mad all the time.
Yeah.
We're all just saying our
Well,
names
that
in our life.
was a good meal, but I can't give them 4 stars.
That's right. They have an ice cream bar now, like a bar station, like gourmet ice cream
At
bars
Ford
at
Field.
Ford Field.
Hey.
And the ice cream bars are gimmicks. So the Lions have a "We Want More" slogan.
Okay.
They have a bar called "We Want S'more," and it's a vanilla ice cream bar,
Mhm.
and they dip it in chocolate, and they press graham crackers on it, and they put marshmallows on top with the chocolate drizzle, and it's like
That's fat guy approved.
It's
It is fat guy food.
it's $17, man.
I
The,
bet.
the quality of the stuff,
So that's $10 at a
Unbelievable.
normal ice cream shop,
right?
probably.
Yeah.
So that's about right. I mean,
It's about right. You're right. And then they have like Slo's barbecue. That's really good. Honcho,
I think I got Slo's
nachos.
barbecue when I was there last time.
So good.
I know Detroit has a Coney Island on every corner.
Every corner. And they're all the best.
And they're all the best.
They're all the best one. Every single one of them.
They're
All 50 of them.
I got a good pizza in the hotel room one of the nights I was there.
was
some-
Detroit
It was
style?
a good Detroit style pizza. I can't remember the name of it though. It was somewhere local.
The Jets,
No, it was a
Jets.
place that was only there.
Dolly's.
Maybe. I'll have to ask Ron.
Dolly's is like,
Ron was my guy.
I don't know. You talk about Detroit food that we're like blue in the face. You go to Sweet Potato Sensations. You ever been there? Soul food. Oh man.
I need to go there. I heard about that.
Bacon chunks in the green. And if you've never had it, sweet potato ice cream. Out of this world. Out of this
Put a
world.
little whipped cream on it? Or?
Yeah, they
Oh,
put the
okay,
whip.
yeah,
It's
cream.
almost like a blizzard.
I'm
Fat-
sold.
Fat
It's
guy
so
approved.
good.
You feel me?
So good.
I'm sold.
It's good.
Man.
But like to his point about Seafood Bay, it was just like deep fried garbage forever. And now it's like you can't.
I gotta spend an extra 10 minutes in the steam room tomorrow just talking about
Yeah.
that kind of
Yeah,
food.
yeah, you already know.
You already know. You already know what it is. Or you go to like we're talking about your Ashat's pie. So they have a banana split pie, right?
Okay.
It's banana cream, all right, with whipped cream on top, cherries, pineapple slices, nuts, and chocolate sauce.
Okay.
Oh.
Out of this world.
Is butter a carb?
It is a carb, Regina. Is butter a carb? Whatever. Guys, whatever. I'm getting cheese fries.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
People don't know how great that movie is.
People don't, and not just that, the musical is also
I've never seen that.
you gotta see it.
Okay.
Man. Out of this world. So good. Getting all hype. But let's talk about the business of John Cena because we got the back half of his career coming up. We got to talk next week about the Nexus, the CM Punk feud. These are incredible events, and we're talking off the air. Batista, it refreshed John Cena. It completely rejuvenated him. But to me, One Night Stand was the end of Cena as the Superman.
Yeah.
Like 2006, so we got 2002 to 2003 and 2006. Strong 3-year run. Did Cena accomplish his goal of being their Hogan? Do you think so? Yes or no, Kev?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so why do you think he accomplished that?
It seemed like everything that he was set out to do, he did it. You
Mhm.
know, world champ, U.S. champ,
Tag champ,
merch.
Yeah, merch. Highest selling the merch.
multiple rumbles.
Movies.
Yeah. Yeah, he was doing movies too. I mean, and everybody in the world loved him. So what more can you ask for?
He checked all the boxes that Hogan from the Hogan run.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking cover of magazines, appearances on Jay Leno and Tonight Show. We're talking making movies, held all the titles, main evented multiple WrestleManias. He checked all the Hogan boxes, merch, face of the company, kids love him, blah, 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 blah.
Let me ask you this. Did he do it better than Hogan?
It's not fair to compare those eras to each other because of the power of marketing and the internet was different. And he was on TV every week where Hulk was not.
Mm-hmm.
They also, the fans, people didn't want to see job matches.
Yes.
So, like, Hulk would never wrestle a job match.
Yes.
But the guys he was feuding with would.
Mm-hmm.
Cena, if he was feuding with Edge was scrapping, trying to take on a Benoit or an Eddie or
Rhino.
Yeah, like somebody that was pushing him where he's not beating Boo Bradley or somebody, you know what I mean? So it's hard to compare those eras.
I think you're right about that. Kim, what do you think? Was he better than Hogan? I think the movie quality was much better.
Oh,
yes.
Movie quality definitely better. I mean, I think Cena got to more people because, you know, you had a Hogan Maniac and anything like that, and then you had Cena with the kid, and Cena had a lot of women fans too.
Yeah.
So I guess with Hogan, it really wasn't that many women fans because not a lot of women were watching wrestling at that time.
He looked old. Hogan did.
Yeah.
With the bald hair, and he didn't look like your typical pretty boy.
He and Tenta, Tenta with John Earthquake.
Yeah.
I mean, he was only 25 years old.
Yeah,
he was like at his peak, but he looked like a 50-year-old man.
Sure did.
Yeah. And I think the other thing too, Cena was more relatable.
Yes.
He didn't come off as fake.
Yeah.
Hulk kind of. I'm not bashing Hulk.
It's not fake. It's a product.
Yes.
Right. Cena didn't come out as a
Hulk
product.
was like it's his own world.
Yes.
The training, the prayers, the vitamins, and believing in yourself, the 4 commandments. Like
Like
Cena
hustle,
had
love,
the
and
hustle and
I was about
respect,
to say, yeah.
but the hustle, load, and respect thing, he dressed like a guy who believed that. He had on the jean shorts with the jersey or the warm ups or whatever. And I think the kids saw that and they were like, you know what? He's cool.
What's that cap called? The military style cap. What's that called? It's not a baseball cap. The military. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Like the captain's hat type thing.
Yeah. Like
I
not a
forget
naval
what the
cap,
actual.
but-
I forget what the actual name of it is, though.
But even that was like cool. You know what I mean? It was like different.
Yeah.
He made me want to put on 2 wristbands on both my wrists and then put a headband over my bicep.
I still do the headband on my bicep.
See, he was relatable. That's a prime example right there.
Mhm.
And his shirts he'd rotate the colors, where Hulk was always the same.
Yeah.
And then Hulk would always take on the big, ugly, whatever guy, where Cena would go after the pretty boys.
And the big ugly guys.
He'd go after an Edge, but he'd also feud with Umaga.
And I kind of forgot about this as I was doing the research, man. He had some good matches with Khali, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm actually a fan of Khali. I know most people in our business aren't. But, like, it's the stupid work rate argument. How's a guy who's 7'6" and almost 500 pounds supposed to be out there
moonsaulting,
right,
and
throwing out
Hurricane
drags? It's just not a character. That's not the. But he had really good matches with Khali, I thought, for what they were, and I think he was underrated with his salesmanship. He could sell really, really well. Do you think his lack of polish make him more relatable to kids and women as far as like his in ring goes, or do you think that was like a bad thing? Because
Cena or Kali?
Cena, well, Kali obviously was but Cena being like we talked about before, being clunky. Like I know this is gonna sound very weird, but like if you look at Cena in like bikers or trunks, his legs are like he can't run because his legs are so big.
Right.
He's like waddling when he runs because his thighs are enormous.
Hulk Hogan with the bronze,
Yeah.
he looked like something you could never be.
Right.
Whereas Cena, you looked like you could at least dress up and look like him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You couldn't really dress up and look like Hulk.
Never.
You could wear a pair of jorts and put a jersey on and put a visor on upside down and throw some wristbands on, and you could look like John Cena.
Relatable. Like
yes, you couldn't do that with Hulk.
Let me ask you this, Kev, being our music and African American expert, was Cena looked at and embraced by the African American community as a thumb up? Was it like, oh, this guy's corny, this guy's like K-Fed, or this guy's like Malibu's Most Wanted, or did he resonate with everybody?
Can I add to that question?
Yeah.
Who was more relatable to the African American community between, say, a John Cena or a Booker T?
Ooh. Booker.
Why? I think that's a good question.
Because you're right. Because like a lot of wrestlers, Booker T's black. I'm black, yeah. But then also at the same time, like with Booker T with Gold Dust, and they were both like a bunch of like schizophrenic weirdos. It's hard to relate to that.
Look at him as a black guy. So
Right.
What do you think?
And like, I would say John Cena was relatable to everybody because he, come out with doing hip hop and things like that. You know how to rap, and you know how to dress, and you know how to do everything that's in the culture.
Right.
With Booker T, he was still doing like, I think at that time he was doing the King Booker.
Right.
So with right then and there, he was still doing that gimmick where you got Cena. It was something that was like a fresh court thing.
Yeah.
Nobody in wrestling was doing that.
Now you said when you first heard his rap album and you knew the man could actually rap, did that raise your respect level of him? And he wasn't like a front. He wasn't fronting.
Yeah.
You knew his gimmick was he could actually do it. He wasn't just acting like a rapper.
Yeah. And like I heard some of his interviews and some of his influences, like Cannabis, Dr. Dre, and people like that. I'm like, okay, well, he actually knows what he's talking about. He knows the culture.
So the legitimacy, you respected him more.
He's a true hip hop head.
Yeah.
Like, he truly knew hip hop.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, I don't know, a Marky Mark. Because when you look at someone like K-Fed, even K-Fed could rap and he could dance and stuff like that, but he was always looked at as like
a fraud.
Like, yeah,
corny.
Oh, like you're here because you're Mr. Britney Spears.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like that's it.
You got an album because of Britney Spears.
Right.
Playing with fire.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. So he could actually rap. So I think that gained him some Fonzie cool points.
I think you're absolutely right about that. And let me ask you this too, because I think this will be my last question. His merch, I mean, this guy moved trucks and trucks of merch.
Oh my God.
According to my analysis, he pocketed himself about $55 million just from merchandise. Obviously, they targeted the kids. Do you think that they missed an opportunity by not making him harder and more of an appeal to that 18 to 35 group, or do you think they made the right choice, like doing that? Like, okay, this might be a little bit emotional because I think it's really cool. This is like a year ago. He's filming Peacemaker. There's a kid in Europe who's dying, and it's his make-a-wish to meet John Cena. He leaves the Peacemaker set.
Wow.
Changes into the shorts, the shirt.
Yep,
the
I saw the
wristbands,
video of this.
Getting up, he flies overseas, lands, spends the whole day with this kid, dresses the kid up like him. They got videos of them doing the thing, like classic old. It makes me like that's what a good dude he is. Do you know what I mean? Like
he's not a fraud,
right? Like, and he gets back in a plane. Probably sleeping in the plane, obviously, but he's flying back over to go right back to film Peacemaker. He does this on his day off.
Yeah, he's got to eat. Then he's got to eat bad food that day.
Yep.
Probably misses the gym.
Yep.
Misses his family.
Yeah.
Sacrifices so much of his personal time and
He beat Hogan's record for Make-A-Wish.
Oh, yeah.
And Hogan was amazing at Make-A-Wish.
And it seemed like he never complained about it.
No, he was
I
there.
think more people probably want to meet Cena than they would Hulk, and
'Cause
that's
he's a
only
dude.
because he's more relatable.
So do you think they did the right thing by just targeting kids? Or do you think they should have tried to like mix a little Dr. Thugonomics in there and target adults?
You can well, they did that at first with Dr. Thugonomics. They did that with the adults. Now with a whole bunch of kids are watching, he got kind of had to water that down.
Yep. Can't be baby facing out there telling. I mean, some of those raps were pretty provocative.
Yeah.
And the stuff with Stephanie and the stuff about the women.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I went back and looked at some of that stuff, and I'm like, he's like talking about slapping women and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? And the crowd's popping for it. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You
But
can't do that all the time with kids.
Real quick, because I know we're
No,
short on
no, go
time.
ahead.
I forgot to, and I'm going to hit you guys with this right now.
the trivia.
Trivia. What was John Cena's first singles win on television? Not pay-per-view or a dark match or house show, whatever. And I'll hit you with the answer if you don't think of it at the end.
Was it?
Was it Orlando Jordan?
Nope.
That just popped in because I know we were
Really?
related to it. Okay, who was it?
It was Test.
Sure was,
Interesting. It was Test. Was this with the bikers in the boots? Was that his first singles win on TV?
I believe so.
Probably. It was like about 2 months after the Angle match.
Interesting.
Then he got a rematch with Kurt.
I'm off the air. My battery died.
Him and Taker wrestled. Him and Taker
Yeah.
teamed and wrestled Jericho and Kurt and beat him in a tag match.
And
too.
I think that wasn't Cena's first big win over a superstar. They're doing that injury thing with Undertaker.
Well, his
and he was
big
like
win
bleeding
at Vengeance against Jericho, they wrestled on a pay-per-view match.
Yeah,
and he beat
right.
Jericho on
Yeah.
pay-per-view.
Man, what a great career he's had. It's
Crazy.
unbelievable to think about that. And just then we'll talk next week more about Make-A-Wish and stuff like that. But man, what a great career. What a cool life that he's had. And I mean, he still keeps the ball rolling. And his attitude, we'll talk more about that next week, is just about all of it is incredible. His ability to let go is so powerful, like let go of wrestling. All right. So we'll all hit you up next week. We'll be live on the air, but we hope that each and every one of you listening joins us this Saturday night for Saturday night's main event. We'll be live stream on StreamYard, be watching together John Cena's final match versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. God, I hope it's the main event. It better be.
Prediction.
Yeah. Let's do a prediction real quick. What do you think?
Cena wins.
Cena wins and retains. What do you think?
Gunther chokes him out.
Gunther chokes him out?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to say it's a non-finish. Cena gets all of his heat back after the end, leaves the pumps in the ring.
Okay.
And walks out.
Or the New Balances.
The New Balances.
Sometimes he rocks.
Let me tell you, man, those low cut, it gives me a panic attack.
Yeah,
watching
I know.
them.
I know.
Because my ankles are trash, and I wear like 2 braces and a sleeve and my big boots.
And he's out there with nothing.
And he's out there with like
His
as a
little
50
training and knee pad, and that's it.
He's got his trace knee pads
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
No ankle support, and you're like a 50-year-old man.
And his little socks.
Yeah, I was like, dude, are you gonna make it to your retirement match? Are you gonna make
Yeah,
it?
It's crazy.
It's wild. Anyways, thanks for joining us this week. We love and appreciate each and every one of you. We'll see you this Saturday night. We'll be going live at 7 p.m. for Saturday night's main event. We hope to see each and every one of you. Kev?
Peace.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the